Welcome back to today's video, and today we are going to be starting episode 6. And I'm really excited for this episode because I've been not feeling too good. Well, we're not doing too well. In my sinuses, my nose, my yeah. But I feel a lot better, and I am really excited for this series to continue on. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the first episode. And we're going to start with the Southern Indian, the Green India uh, colony over here, what they decided to do. So, what they are actually going to be doing first is they're actually going to be exploring even more ocean territory. And they're going to be exploring near these islands, which they will successfully find. And they will continue to explore as they will use islands for jumping from one point to the other. And we will have the Thai country over here finally get even more technology from Europe as they've been using it to trade all the way down here. Uh, they've been using it for trade from the Croatian point all the way down through the Arabian Peninsula, now through the Indian, Indochina, and now all the way up to Korea. So now all these countries basically have their version of modern day weapons. So they will continue to explore as now they've got that boating technology, and they're now starting to get really deep into the Indian Ocean, as now they've explored this much territory of the ocean, and this is when we'll finally begin to see them explore all these islands up here, except for the Madagascar islands and these islands right here. As now they are even getting a little bit closer to Australia, the Aussies, and this is when they will be finally exploring a bunch of territory all the way down here, and they will explore basically everything except for the Papuan Islands, and it will look a little bit something like this as they'll explore all of this, and they'll even leave a few islands explored, a little bit unexplored. It's kind of in between mostly, but we'll see them explore this modern day um, this this island right here, and they will explore the Timor Island, and they'll continue to explore all the way through each island individually. As now they will reach up to this point where they've explored all islands of this area, and they'll stop exploring down this way as now they're getting really far from Europe, modern day Europe, all the way down here, which is costing them a little bit. So instead, they'll point their attention to Africa, as now they'll also begin to explore a little bit more waters around here, but only next to the coastline. As now they will reach this far down, and this is where it's gonna stop for a while as they reach this area down here. As they explore that much sea territory, and they'll explore a copious amount of uh, the inland territory, as they'll explore around this much. They'll explore a lot down here, and they're gonna be exploring a lot as they explore this much all the way down here, and this is when we'll have even more native African countries appear, as we'll see a light green country, or more light green country, all the way down to Lake Victoria right here, and this other lake right here, as they'll take this much and a little bit more around. So they'll go right there, and they'll even spread it up to this point. So this new country has explored a lot, and they'll even get a new capital city, as they'll get their capital city right around this point right there, as they really want to meet up with the Ethiopians and tell them, like, ask them how did they successfully rebel against the Sudanese and how did they get this much technology from them. Basically, asking about a bunch of questions, though, the Ethiopians probably can't understand them, and we'll see even more hostilities between these countries up here, as we will officially see the Square Alliance lose one member. Oh, as we will see the Square Alliance lose one more member, and they'll lose this they'll lose this alliance member right here, and which worries the Square Alliance as this Trapezoid Alliance is starting to break apart, as officially this Trapezoid German country will officially leave this alliance. I'm just gonna actually they're gonna leave all alliances as I fear something major is about to come back, and that instead they will actually be joining another alliance actually, and they'll be joining this 6 Point Star Alliance, as they'll will create the alliance down all the way down over here. Sorry about that. I just came back from a little disruption from something. And as beforehand, we will see the Germans join the 6 Point Star Alliance, which will now leave the Prussians and this alliance turn into um trying to figure out, as they'll officially this alliance will officially come to an the Square Alliance will officially come to an end, as now hmm the Trapezoid Alliance will officially become the new Square Alliance, and yeah, it's not going to be looking too good for the Hexagon Alliance, I believe, as now they will be receiving even more members. One, two, three, four, five. This is officially a five alliance, and oh yeah, this member over here. We will see this member also join this alliance, though it is a very far country. So now it is a six-member alliance, and so is this alliance up here, which now has expanded into Germany, and we will continue to see these countries grow into more power. Oh yeah, Bulgaria will join this alliance despite previous tensions. Actually, um, they will join this alliance despite previous intentions, though they will see other things at hand, as they will see now there's more dangerous things. Also, we will see Iran officially leave the alliance, and they'll be joining the Six Star Alliance, as they see it as more of help compared to any other alliance. Again, they are really far away, and in fact, the Trapezoid Alliance would be even more of a help. But despite that, we are going to see them join this alliance, and yeah, look forward onto the alliance maps even more. But we're going to go ahead and hide it, and we're going to continue to see more exploration by the Italians all the way down here, as they see huge benefits into Africa soon. As with the official union with the Northern Italians, we will see more power coming into the Italians, and this is when they would begin to grow a lot closer to the French team. Or actually, let's pull up to the alliance again. Based on how everything is going, they would actually be a lot closer to the Ukraine Crimean team, as we would see them even closer compared to the French, as the French are way stronger by margin based on how their power is and their population. But we will also see the Prussians expand down here, though they are blocking the Italians a little. Though the Italians don't mind, but they probably will in the far future. We will see the Germans take up that much land, as they are super far away, and they could easily get blocked off by green German country, as they could easily get blocked off by the French as well, as they gotta go all the way down through there or through the English Channel, or now called the French Channel. They would probably get blocked off by the French, though they probably are already. But as you can see based off of the map, we can also see that the Prussians basically have a large control over the Baltic Sea, and that is true by a large margin. As the German country barely has any control except for the control into the Baltic Sea. As yeah, they control up till this point, and the Baltic Sea I consider would probably be like up till this point. All of this would be the Baltic Sea, and then the rest of it would be North Sea, that kind of thing. But go ahead and remove everything, and we will see even more expansion, but now by the Green Southern Indian team, as they will make minor expansions down into Africa. They'll make an expansion down right here, and an expansion into Africa right here. So, though it is very minor, it is blocking off the Ethiopians like planned, but they are going to continue to expand into Africa to block off the Greeks, even though the Greeks have stopped putting their full potential into Africa. As they've grown far too south, and now they need to grow a little bit more closer to home, or more closer by home, like closer to their capital from here to here. Though down here it is a lot further land wise. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just ignore me. But we will see the Ethiopian purple team down here also expand, as they'll expand up till this point, even blocking off this new tribe. But they understand, even though, including with how much land toward the territory they can easily take. We will finally see the French team also expand down here, as they see again a lot more potential compared to the Germans, and they are a lot more closer geographically from here to here to here. It is many just boat rides basically, and no one can really block them off, as they basically hold the control over the sea. And we're gonna continue to see more expansion down into Asia, or up into Asia, as now they will continue to expand around the Himalayas, and they will even go a tad bit north up here, and we will explore. We will see them explore all the way up till this point, and we will see the Greeks even send out a few explorers over here to meet up with the Chinese and the Koreans, and we will see them meet up with them all the way up till this point, as they will fully explore this sea right here, which will only leave basically all of the Himalayas left and the northern part of Russia. But we will also see them explore a little bit into the Sea of Korea. That's what this area is being called, and they'll even explore into this peninsula of the Russians, modern day Russia, as they will explore a little bit right here. Boom, and they'll even go further south. We'll see them explore up to this point, and they'll even grow a little bit adventurous, a little bit towards this way, but they'll only find a little bit of snowy islands, which aren't much of use to them except for a little land. Oh, sorry. They'll even see a little bit of land jumpings, and we'll see Korea going off onto the expansionist way again, as they will claim a large margin of land, especially and against the Chinese, as they will block them off into the Sea of Korea all the way up here. They'll even take up a bunch of land up here, as they'll take up all the way up to this much land, and they'll go all the way down to their Japanese Isles right here, all the way over here. So yeah, they're the giant country that's formed, and they'll even begin to head south all the way down here. All the way down here where modern day Oceania is. So we will see even more exploration into this area up here where they will fully explore all of this right here. This. Come on. Okay. There we go. We will see them explore this much, and we'll even see them explore all the way up till right here. Which now, you can kind of get where I'm going from this, as now they'll even begin to explore into the modern day Russian territories, as they'll explore all the way up till this point, which begins to grow a lot as they will now fully explore this area all the way over here, which will look like that. And you can kind of guess it. They'll even explore around this area, but not by much, as extremely cold environments, yeah, that kind of stuff. They'll explore that much territory, and we'll continue to see more explorations by them all the way up to right here, as they will find some areas they cannot fully explore, and they'll also explore this island. And so all of Europe is now fully explored. Oh yeah, all the way Greenland update. They're now massively progressing their exploration up to this right here. So yay. Yeah, they've explored this much, and we'll see Ireland taking up a bunch of land. We'll also see a little bit of infighting between this alliance that I pointed out earlier, as Scotland will create another landing over here, aimed to block off the Irish, which will become successful. Boom, and boom. And they'll basically explore all the way right here. They can't go inland much, as again it is way too cold for them to fully explore. Yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. And we'll even begin to see them explore heavily down here, as it is way warmer. And they'll continue to explore around the Greenland coast, as again it is a way warmer compared to the rest of anything else. Boom, boom, boom. And they have explored a bunch around right here, but due to the distance of these small countries, they will not fully explore it. Also, they will not be selling these new areas to the French, as obviously they are a money hungry empire, and they want all the way up here. So the Scottish and the Irish would definitely not allow it, even though they are competing up here. But yeah, we will see a land exchange up here for money, as the Scottish will pay for all of these territories, including the Isle of Man. They'll even trade a little bit of land up here, hence why the competition from earlier, as the Scottish want to be a growing powerhouse. Even though the Irish will continue to grow, as there'll even be another land exchange where the Scottish will get 4 major cities, and they'll continue to have their access to this area right here. And reasons for this, I don't know. I just wanted a new shape. Also, to fix that shape, we're gonna see them take right here. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Weird borders into the mapping community. Hooray. Oh yeah, over here for land taking, we will see the Prussians quickly claim a bunch of land before the Ukrainians could take any, which will look like this, as they will now basically take control of all of the Baltic Sea, and they'll even block off um, the Green Germans. So yeah, this is a lot of territory for them, but sadly, the Germans will unfortunately, claim a bit of land before the Prussians realized they could have claimed. Yeah, the Prussians claimed this territory up here, and this is when the Prussians, whenever they gain all this access up here, they'll fully explore all of these islands up here, which will look like this. Oh yeah, fix that. Boom, which will look like this. And the Germans will release this map as to mess with the Prussians. Though it'll backfire as soon as because all these countries, they were sharing the same map. All these countries in this alliance, except for Iran in the 6 Point Star Alliance, were sharing the same map. And unfortunately for these islands right here, um, this is when the expansion and Greenland was finally fully sent out into the rest of the world. So props on to you, Germany. And this is when we'll finally see the destruction of the Trapezoid Alliance, as all these alliances will now officially turn into one, a giant coalition, which will be able to hold the power against all these countries combined. And that will be the 6 Point Star Alliance, which will turn into one massive alliance. And I'm just gonna have it covering up, and it's gonna turn into this. As now officially, this giant alliance is now a official coalition. I keep forgetting about the Iberian team, but this giant coalition is an official coalition. It's an official alliance against the Hectagon team. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. They gain another ally all the way into Asia, and that will be China all the way up here, which will inevitably lead to the alliance between the 6 Point Star Alliance and the Koreans, as they are forever hateful, towards each other. As we will see the Octagon. Um, the Octagon Alliance trying. Why? Why is it doing this? I really hope it's not doing this to mess with me again. Oh, it's because I. uh, we will see the official. No, not this alliance. We will see the 6 Point Star Alliance have another member, and it's going to be the Korean team all the way over here, which now is already way more powerful compared to the Chinese. But we can move on to that later, as the Green team will also join the 6 Point Star Alliance. 6 Point Star Alliance, as now a bunch of these countries are seeing the potential, and we'll have the Thailand country, the Purple Thailand country, also join this alliance, which will make the Ethiopians want to join, and they all successfully do. And just for the sake of measurement, I'm just gonna delete this and turn this back into that. Okay, there. And this will be one of the last members joining this alliance, as this red team, the green country right here, and we'll also see the the Octagon country right here, this Vietnam country right here, also join this alliance, as they and the Green Thailand country have a hatred towards the Purple Thailand country. And we will continue to see even more alliances appear, but those are small non-aggression pacts. Yeah, over here, this is when we'll continue to see even more land being explored, and this is when they're going to reach really close to the North American continent. I mean, Greenland is part of that continent, but we'll finally see the Iberian team all the way over here finally see these islands and be like, oh, what is this? But before the French could claim it, the Iberian team will quickly claim it before they could. Also, this is when there's going to be a little bit of trading off over here, and the French are actually going to be losing a little bit of land, as again, it's going to be a trade off, and the Iberian team will leave this alliance in order for the Iberian team to not get attacked by the French for a very long time, and for the French to be very peaceful with the Iberian team, which really sucks for the 6 Point Star Alliance, as they will actually lose a very vital member, as they were hoping for the Iberian team to take a bunch of land and basically distract the French. But that will not happen for them for obvious reasons, as I just told you. And we'll continue to see even more claims all the way down here, where also the Iberian team was promised a little bit of land. They were promised land to right here, and they were even promised. Oh yeah, we will see a little bit of. So the Iberian team would gain that much land, and they would also gain a significant amount of territory for a colony, as they will gain this much land. To fix down here, which they'll gain two portions of it, as it was originally going to be one portion. In the first portion, they'll gain this island and this much area, and the second portion, they'll gain that much area. So, yeah. We'll also continue to see the Prussians claim even more land, aim to block off the French from reaching any of the territories all the way down here, as they will successfully do, as the Prussians will continue to take even more land on the inside to continue to grow their empire for just that, and to continue to block off the French from reaching the Greeks, as they would propose a significant decrease in the African alliance territory thing. And this is when we will see the Greeks finally make one final claim, and this is when we will see the Greeks take quite a bit of territory down here, as they'll take up to this point. Boom, they'll take up that much land, and we'll see the Ethiopians take this much, and the Italians take that much. We'll also see this country right here also take a little bit of land out of this, as they will see a little bit of investments into their territory. So they'll be gaining a bunch of territory, like that much, and they'll even gain a little bit of territory all the way up here. They'll grow a little bit of land borders over here with the Ethiopians. By the way, down here, we will see the Ethiopians sadly block this Burundi, Uganda territory country right here. Sadly, they will be blocking them off, but we will see the Ethiopians take a considerable amount of territory over here, and that will significantly grow their economy, including with the Red Sea territory. Also, to fix this issue right here, boom, and over here, boom, and we will see the Iranians give up a little bit of land for for their Saudi and Arabian alliance member, all the way down over here, but they will not give up land all the way into the sea right here. I forgot what it was called, but we will see them take up this much territory, and this island, which surprisingly hadn't been claimed, and is this Yemen country. No, they're not part of an alliance. To fix that, the Greeks will give them a surprise deal, and this is when we're gonna have the Greeks give them an alliance, and if they ever go into war, they will be promised. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something. So they would be promised this much territory, maybe even a little bit right there, and the Greeks would take everything else, and they might even be granted a little bit of a colony all the way down right here. So that would be land promised to them, and for the other members of the alliance, all the way over here, the North Indian country would be promised all of this territory right here, which they will accept, which is why they joined. And over here, and if they ever join the 6 Point Star Alliance, we will see this red Indian country take basically all this territory. For the Vietnamese, they would take uh, this and all of these territories over here, which they made a peace deal over here for the with the Chinese, saying, "Oh, you can have a little bit of stuff from me, like you can have a promise you can take it, whatever," which will become true as this is what the Vietnamese will end up looking like, as they'll take up this much land. And surprisingly, they're being really peaceful with the Thailandese, with the Thai. I think that's how you call them. Sorry. We will see the Thailandese claim all the way down here, and this is what their claims are evidently going to look like. Let me just try to fix everything. As they are going to be taking a bunch of land from this area up here, but not too far in, except for over here. Yeah. As they would claim all of these territories, except for like this island for whatever reason. They deem it they deem it harmful because they saw like what's something random kangaroos. They saw kangaroos on this island right here. They'll for some reason they'll even take these two small islands and they'll leave the rest for unclaimed. Though no other country would probably take it, as that would leave in a war between the 6 Point Star Alliance. And this is when we're going to have continuous expansion by the Greeks all the way up here, up till this point, as now they are growing again far too large for their mighty empire, as they are reaching their limit. As modern day empires like the Russian, British Empire, though the British I feel like were an exception, as they had a bunch of slavery involved in their country, which these people they're not gonna discover how to do slavery yet until they reach the Americas. That's a lower hint just for y'all. And we're gonna see the Iranians take up a bunch of land as they realize they've been dormant for way too long, except for political. So they will actually reach all the way up till this point into the mountains, as they basically master this area. As we'll see, this area right here also take up a bunch of this gray blue Indian country also take up a bunch of territory, as there's some civilians in this country who like the mountainous areas, and so does the this red team. As they'll explore all the way up till this point, as now they are basically on the border of the Himalayas, and they are not going to go any further. And we're going to see them take up this much. The Bangladesh take up that much territory, and these two are basically one of the most actually. This country right here, these two countries right here are one of the most neutral countries in the world. We're not going to count the Iberian Union. That's what you know. What that's what I'm going to call them. The Iberian Union right here. We're not going to call them peaceful, as they were just in a alliance, and they are being extremely quote unquote hostile. Though they are one of the more neutral nations in the world. And this is when we're going to see. Oh yeah, over here. I don't believe they're in any alliances, are they? No, they're not. They are one of the most neutral countries in the world, as well as they tried to be neutral. And this is when we're going to see a little bit of a land exchange between the Greeks, the Crimeans, and the Azerbaijanians. Sure, that's what I'm going to call them. So this blue Caucasus country right here is going to take 4 major cities from this country, and they're also going to take a little bit of land from Crimea, and we're going to see this Caucasian country right here also take quite a bit of land from the Crimean country, as in fact they are going to like double their size right over here, and boom, they're going to take that much land. And this is when we're going to see the Crimeans stop expanding. We're mostly stop aggressively expanding, as now there's going to be a bunch of revolts coming into this country, and it's not even supplied by any other nations, as the civilians in this country really want their government gone. And this is going to be the final expansion of the Crimean team, take up this much land. We're going to see the also population, the major cities. Do not worry about that, as I will fix that into a video or live stream into the future. So don't worry about that, please. And we're gonna one of the last major events is we're gonna see even more exploration by the Vietnamese over here, as they will explore all the way down to the Papua New Guinean Islands, all the way down here, and this is when they'll almost fully. This is when they would fully explore this area, and yeah, it will quickly turn into a disaster, as they will realize there's more species heading down over here, and yeah, yeah, they're going to be exploring this much. And also the Vietnamese were not the only ones, as the Koreans were also down here, and so were the Thailandese. And thanks to the Vietnamese pressure, they will actually be taking a little bit of land all the way down here, and boom, they're going to take this much land, even taking a little bit close, that is really close to the Thailandese. And the rest of it is most likely going to go over to the Thailand. And in fact, we're actually going to see a little bit go over to the Vietnamese. It's going to be the island that they said they didn't like. It's going to be this island right here. And surprisingly, this island right there as well. So the Vietnamese will take this island and this island as the island chain between right here to over here. And just for that, the Thailandese right here, we can go from here to there freely, which will actually peacefully allow these two to leave this alliance, leave these alliances, as they realize their differences are actually going to go highly unnoticed, as they will both leave the alliance. And the southern Chinese country will actually switch alliances, as they were only in this alliance to go against the Vietnamese. They were actually supposed to sabotage the Vietnamese, but due to them leaving the alliance, the southern Chinese will actually leave that alliance and join the 6 Point Star Alliance. And this is when we're gonna have the Bangladesh join an alliance, and it's gonna be the 6 Point Star Alliance. Which, by the way, the Crimeans were warning all the Octagon alliances about this, but they never believed them, so that sucks. And we're gonna continue to see even more exploration into the seas all the way up here, all the way up till this point, and this is when we're gonna see all the way right here a new exploration point. Boom, they'll explore this much. Boom. And we'll even have them explore a little bit all the way into the ocean parts, though again it is very, very icy into these areas. And we're also going to see the Koreans basically fully claim all of these areas, which will not go unnoticed, as the Chinese will see this and they'll be like, you can't take this much land, though it was mostly the Koreans that had explored all this territory. Maybe like one or two Chinese people, but that was one or two versus thousands of explorers. And we're also going to see more claims into the Central Asian area or Central Siberian areas, as Korea will fully make a claim all the way up to this lake. And they're even going to almost fully block off them through this border up here, but sadly the Chinese will actually claim a little bit of land before they could. So the Koreans are going to take this much territory, including this island, and we're going to see the Chinese take a little bit more territory as they'll claim that little bit right there, and a little bit into the Central Asian area, and they'll claim all the way into right there. They'll claim that much territory, which will continue to grow their country, and they'll even claim a little bit of territory down here. Boom. So the Koreans are a growing country, and we'll also see the Chinese also take a little bit of land all the way up till this point, right there, which now leaves a clear competition major between both of these countries right here. Leave a clear competition between the Koreans and the Northern Chinese, the Beijingese. I'm just kidding. As now we'll see another country fully appear, and it's going to be a yellow one, surprisingly, and it's going to be right along this lake right here. The Greeks are going to try to influence them, but surprisingly, the first democratic thing in a while, the French will say no, let them choose, because if we force them in, their people are going to say no, we should join the other team. I'm going to make this a little bit lighter, which will leave this, okay, you can clearly see the capital if I placed it, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Their capital is going to be placed right there. Do I have any other countries to set their capital at, just in case? This is actually going to be the second newest country in this video, which will be a little surprising. Also, we're going to see another new alliance member for the 6-Point Star Alliance, as the Yemenis are impeding on the Saudi Arabian territory. So they're going to join that alliance, which now basically completely surrounds Europe in the 6-Point Star Alliance, which the Asian countries are beginning to see their mistake, and they will basically completely leave, as they don't want to destroy their countries economically and physically. Which this country will leave this alliance. But these three right here, they hate this northern Chinese country. They, like I'm telling you, they want it gone, gone. And the Vietnamese would also join on this if they could. But we will see this southern Indian country not leave, just because they want a little bit of territory out of this Yemen country right here. So yeah, we will continue to see these areas in Europe continue to be under the 6-Point Star Alliance, except for the 6-Point Star Alliance member right here. They will leave, as they are not bordering any of these countries, as they don't want to have hateful relationships with them. So they would leave, and so will the Scottish, the Walish, and the Irish, including the Scottish, even though they were actually, no, I take my words back on that. But this Welsh country will go ahead and leave, as they are fully surrounded by these members. That'll leave 4, 11, 14, 15, 16, no, 14 on all the way over here, 14 into this area, 14 in this area, and 17 all the way over here, and that'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Octagon Alliance members. It would have been 6 over here, but sadly, it's not. And this is when we're going to see another expansion from the Greeks after laying dormant in a while, as they are going to continue to grow hungry for territory. Though they will leave a bunch of land for this new beige country right there. which will leave the. No, I don't like this. I don't like that. Um, right here, we're gonna start off right here, and they're gonna continue to grow through this area, and they're gonna stop expanding right up till this point, and this is gonna be the new borders right there. This is gonna be the new borders of the Greeks, and they're gonna stop expanding into Central Asia. As again, the same with the Crimeans over here, they've reached their limit. And so, if the Prussians in Europe and Asia is basically the French are fully gonna unclaim their area in Africa, which is oh wait no I know what I can do. The French before fully unclaiming this area, they're gonna have a lot of rebellions into this southern African territory. As right here, we're gonna have the southern French territory right here immediately rebel as they don't want to be a part of any of this. Find a different color. No. Maybe make it a little lighter. Make it a little lighter that way. Okay, I like this color. So we're gonna have a new country appear right here, and their capital will go right up here. So we can easily tell the dying. We can easily see the dying Empire of France, which is not looking too good. As yeah, it's not looking too good as they obviously need to continue to expand. And this Italian country is seeing a bunch of rebels in the Saharan territory, like all the way in this area. The Saharan territory is seeing a little bit of rebels, but the Italians are democratic enough where their monarchy is nice enough compared to the French, where they seem godlike. So they are actually going to calm down a little. But the Greeks, though, let me show you their rebellious territories. Yeah, it's going to be from one place all the way over here up to this point into Africa. But in Asia, it's all of this over here. All of this is rebelling. And over here, it is going to lead to most of the Middle Eastern area fully rebelling. Except for this area over here, here, all the way over here, and even in the European areas a little bit, as there's rebellions into this area. All the yellow lines that I've made, those are rebellious territories of the Greek Empire, which now starts to remind me of the Byzantine Empire a little, or the Macedonian Empire, mixed with the Ottoman Empire a little. So this is when we're gonna see a invasion into these countries right here, as these surrounding countries don't like how this blue country left that their little alliance that they were trying to keep peace between them, which didn't end up too well as the Bavarians or the Germans will not like this, and so will the Prussians. Did I make a double capital? Oh no, no, that's this weird thing. Okay, I went ahead and deleted that for some reason it was there. But this red country will not invade as they are still incredibly worried about the French, as the French have borders all across, have their military all stationed across all against enemy countries, including their navy all the way down right here. So yeah, so they are going to stay out, but the Bavarians they feel a little bit bold, or the Germans they feel a little bit bold. The Germans are going to make the first move as they will move into these areas right here. They'll continue to quickly invade until they are stopped at the capital areas, and the Prussians are going to invade all the way into these areas of the country, and they'll quickly invade all the way up to this point. This is when we're going to have the equal split of the capital, which will look like this. And Peace treaty time. Alright, I just came back from the peace treaty, and this is what the peace treaty is going to look like. We're going to see the Germans take this much land from this Czechia, Bavarian country, and we're going to see the Prussians take up this much land, which will leave these countries now looking like this, which we'll have to immediately demote this capital, which, I know it's a very long video today, but it's because I've been needing to make this video. We're going to see the Germans actually fully take control of this capital as the Prussians will relinquish it to them. And, uh, the conflict they originally had between these borders all the way up here, which will instantly resolve. And this is when we're actually going to have a little bit of country releasing now, and it's going to be a blue country, and it's going to be all the way up here, and they're not going to rebel. This is them putting a little bit of a release onto the German government or the Prussian government, and it's going to be this much territory, though everything else will go over to the Prussians. And the official color will look like this. And we will see the capital be right here into modern day St. Petersburg. And we will see the Germans sadly also releasing a country, as they weren't intended to be released this early. They were actually supposed to be released after this mage. I'm not going to say anything, but they're going to completely lose this area all the way up here, as they weren't actually not intending to keep all this area. They were actually supposed to go to the Prussians, but the Germans will actually fight to keep this land, but the rebellion will successfully work, as this rebellion was actually funded by a opposing government. It was funded by the French, and we will see this territory all the way up here go over to the Prussians before I'm gonna say the Norwegians could get a hand on it. We're gonna see the official color look like this. A dirty, poopy color. Yes, I said the word. We're gonna see this territory officially become the Norwegians, and we'll have a new country. But it did not go according to plan to the French, as their capital will go right there. By the way, as they will not join any alliance. Instead, this is when we're going to see another alliance form, and it's going to be the 3-Point Star Alliance. The 3-Point Star Alliance, and it's going to be between the Iberians, the Norwegians, the Caucasian country, and this now the Thailandese. No, the Thailandese, the Vietnamese, the Bangladeshians, the East Indian country, and we'll also see the these two Southern African countries. He's down right here. This version of Southern Africa also join this alliance, which will also leave the Finnish to join this alliance along with the Welsh over here, which will have a new major alliance, which will now encompass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, almost actually 10 new members in this new major alliance. Fix this star. New major alliance, which is all around the current modern day world of this episode. It is heavily focused into this region of Asia, mostly Indian, Indian Indochina region, and the Oceania region. So that is one major power they have, and including into southern Africa or Central Africa. Bruh, no. And we'll also see them encompass a little bit of northern Europe and into Western Europe over here and into the Welsh over here, which will successfully work out for them. And that's gonna be it for today's episode. And I hope you all enjoyed. And there's major events planned for future episodes. And I hope you all enjoyed. Bye.